What's up, guys? It's been a while, and just wanted to talk real quick about the main event of UFC Vegas 11, which finished not too long ago, and really, nice event, nice, fight card. A lot of good fights, a lot of interesting things happen in it. But I want to focus on the main event mainly because I feel that it's worth mentioning. Um, Particularly for me, it wasn't that exciting of a fight, but that's just a personal view. The fight itself it was actually a pretty good main event. Um, there was a lot of hype behind it because supposedly Tyron Woodley and Colby Covington, there was a lot of beef between them. They've been talking about each other for a long time. I think they were supposed to fight a while back, and the fight got postponed or got canceled or something like that. Fussy on the details, and a lot of hype was behind it. There was no basic build up to the fight itself, meaning there weren't a lot of interviews. There was some lack of just them two being interviewed at the same time or facing each other or press conferences, stuff like that. So relatively um, quiet was Colby Covington. He didn't say much aside from just some pictures where he appeared kissing Trump's hand or something like that. And Tyron Woodley did talk a lot, saying that I don't know, it was crazy, that he was gonna kick Colby Covington in the balls on purpose just because of the way he disliked them and all that stuff. But come fight night, I would say that the one that delivered pretty good was Colby Covington. Um, he really had a game plan on that fight. He fought well. Um, he was very disciplined. It was clear he had a game plan. It was clear that he has studied. He and his fighting camp, his team, they studied Tyron Woodley's way of fighting, and he did great. I mean, I'm not fond of Colby Covington's talking and what he does to promote his personality and promote fights. I'm not a fan of it. I could care less, really. But I do recognize a good fighter, and he is a good fighter. And not a lot of fighters in welterweight. I'm observing welterweight in the welterweight division are chomping at the bits to face him. Um, Tyron Woodley was the only one that was saying that he really wanted to fight him, beat him, and far from it. At the end of the day, they came to meet up in that ring, and Tyron Woodley, man, what can I say? I'm very disappointed. If there is a fighter that I can say clearly lost his confidence and lost his mojo, um, I would say it's Tyron Woodley. It's puzzling. It's frustrating to watch him fight. He just doesn't pull the trigger anymore. He doesn't throw down. He doesn't throw the punches. He has this tendency to back down, move backwards, and towards the fence. It's not even that his opponent is pushing him against the fence. No, no, he goes to the fence. He he moves towards the fence. It's just puzzling. It's weird because you can't really tell what's going on in a fighter's mind. But from his actions, from the things I've seen, um, just Woodley lost his confidence. He lost the confidence in himself. You could hear his teammates pushing him, telling him stay away from the fence, throw down, let your hands go. You're losing. This is the last round. Do it. You gotta knock him out. And it doesn't come out of him. I mean, he does. He has this little impulses to do something, but then he doesn't follow up. There's no combinations. So it's just it's weird and it's sad at the same time because, and I'm still a fan. I'm not. I'm just stating what I see, what's going on. Trying to figure out what's going on with Tyron Woodley because I'm a fan. He wasn't always like that. He was a killer. He was, very good wrestler, very great competitor. I've been watching him since his Strikeforce days. He was a great champion. He defended his belt well against, you know, Stephen Thompson. I remember that fight. He had to defend it twice against him. He defended against Damian Maya. He defended against Darren Till, and but somewhere after he fought Usman, when he lost the title, he's just hasn't been the same. His last three fights have been very disappointing, and it's hard to watch because we as fans, we know what he's capable of, and I think that's what his team also feels. They know what he's capable of, but I think it's time to face up to the fact that he lost it. That it's not there. I think it happens to fighters. I don't think it's a freak thing. I think that just like people get burned out, I think Tyron Woodley is burned out, and it's time for him to retire. And I'm not the type of guy that says it's time for you to retire, but this, what I've seen, his performance, the way he's been fighting, it forces me to say that it's time for him to retire. He was a great champion. Doesn't take away from all his accomplishments. I'm not hating on him. I'm glad to have seen him fight. He was one of the best. But I think it's time to move on. It's time to move on. I saw one of the Twitter reactions. I think it was Gastelum saying, he said it best. He said it, and it's kind of funny, but he said something along the lines of Woodley retired, in mid-fight, like in the third round or something. He retired, and it's true. And he lost. The way he lost was also weird. I don't know what happened. I'm still not clear on it. Something with his ribs, I think it was. It was just a weird ending to the fight, but I'm not gonna take anything away from Colby Covington because Colby Covington did what he needed to do. He stayed patient. He looked out for Woodley's right hand, his power bomb. He out wrestled him. He out hustled him. He he outstroked him. It was a masterful fight. And at the end, he was calling up Masvidal. He was calling out Usman, saying that he wanted his belt back. Not sure what that means because he lost the belt. So it's not like it was robbed. It's not like it was stolen, But he's right now. I don't think he's close to Usman. Usman has his hands full right now. So I'm thinking the best fight for him would be Masvidal. I think there's a lot of Masvidal has a better chance of beating him. He has better hands, obviously, and I think that's the fight to make. I think Masvidal should forget about that whole Nate Diaz rematch. I don't really feel that rematch. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think he should do it. So I think that's what's next for Covington. I think he should definitely. Welterweight division is looking very exciting, especially with that Russian guy, the Kamsat Chimaev, I think it is. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing his name right, but his performance was amazing. I'll talk about it in another video. But this was mainly about the main event. It was a weird main event. It was sad, it was exciting, a lot of emotions going through that, watching that fight. Your favorites don't always go out the way you want them to go out. That's just the reality of MMA. And Woodley was one of my favorites, but I think it's time for him to call it quits, man. I mean, it's just not there anymore. Maybe here in the mind, maybe physically, he just can't push that gear anymore. He can't get to that point anymore where he used to be that killer that knocked out Robbie Lawler, back in the day. He was a great champion, and it's gonna be interesting. Thanks for listening to me. Let me know what your opinions are, what you thought of the main event. Uh, like my reactions, that's fine. Always welcome criticism, and please subscribe to my channel so I can keep talking stuff about MMA related. Thanks for listening. Peace.